What's up, y'all? This is Ace Boogie coming to you live and direct. Want to go over Xnet. Been trading this the last couple days, and I had a few decent trades and a few trading mistakes on this particular stock. This is the daily chart up right now. As you can see, it had a big day. It actually had a big 2 days and then kind of faded off. And here we are today, red on the day. And we have a decent bit of selling going on here. So, if you look back, there is no question why Xnet got rejected at these levels up here. Pushed all the way to almost 7, and that's exactly where a lot of the resistance was in this area up here close to 7. So, here's what I did. Day one, I was shorting it. I know. Don't give me any smack for it. I was shorting it. I was trying to risk off the 520 level, which was right there. If you look back on the daily chart again, the 520 level was this candle right here. So I saw that, you know, when the spike when it bounced off the bottom, it kind of came up, got rejected, came down, consolidated, got some more volume in, and got rejected again around 520. So I was thinking, hey, short, close to that 520 level. If I can get short above 520, I'll risk 550. But what I did is I ended up not getting short until about, I think I got like a 490 or 483 average. Um, it was topping out all day. You see the length of these wicks, and it was resistance getting on it all day. So here it is. Hold on, get back to it. So yeah, I shorted near this higher day reject, and then it broke through and tested 5, and I shorted into the strength going towards 5. It peaked up above 5 a little bit, and it came back down to 475, and that's where it closed. And then after hours, it just held that level, that 470s, really the 450 level. It held nicely all after hours. So I got up really, really early. I wanted to be up for the open because I didn't want this to squeeze on me and me be down crazy just for holding it overnight. So I woke up 4 o'clock in the morning and I actually covered on the way on this big volume push. It doesn't look like big volume right here, but at 4 o'clock in the morning, the amount of shares that were being traded on this was pretty substantial. So I covered at 515 and got a zero position right here. I tried buying it like right here and then right at 550, but for some reason it kept flagging me for the trade algorithm thing, majiggy, whatever it was. It didn't let my order go through. Um, but so I um, chased it just over under 650 or just under 650, thinking that it'll push back up to the highs and continue because this is really early in the morning. So we still got 3 hours, 4 more hours of pre-market to go before we're actually getting ready to have the market open. So you never know how high these things can go, especially if everything else is dead. But luckily, I knew I wanted to add on to dips, so I only chased 100 shares here. When it dipped back down, I added another 100. So yeah, I added to these dips, and whenever it dipped down here and it started going sideways, I thought it can probably curl back up, squeeze, break the pre-market highs, and continue, and maybe this will be the next big runner. It didn't do that. It actually dropped down to the 550 level, which is kind of key in my mind, just because of half dollar, whole dollar. Um, I added some going down towards there. I think I got some at like 580, 588, something like that. and then it spiked back up, it curled back up and hit 650. Um, I didn't take it off there. It was still early. It's 5 o'clock in the morning, 5:30. So I'm thinking, let's give it some more time. You never know what's going to happen when the market actually opens. As long as this 550 area is not violated in my head, we're okay. And I still want to add on another dip. I'm looking for another dip down to 550 for me to add at this point. So it goes sideways, and you know it dips down again and kind of retests this 565, 566 area, and I added another 100 shares here. So at this point, I'm 400 shares deep with like a 580 average or something like that. And then kind of got some momentum when the market, leading up to the market open. Like all stocks do. They spike all the way up to about 9 o'clock, and then they sell off back to equilibrium before the market opens. So market open. I waited for the weakness because I wanted to add one more time around 550, and it dropped under 550. I think I got to add like a 556 or something like that. Um, I think my average overall, I don't know what my average was on this. That's not right because that's incorporating my short too. I think I had like a 590 average. That's what it was. I did have like a 590 average. It was just under $6. So when it dipped down, it ran out of sellers. Buyers came in and started forming, higher lows until eventually it broke out above. Not only I was looking for the breakout above 650. That's what I wanted. I wanted 650 because I had a $6 average, 50 cents a share. That's decent. But I kind of waited to see if it'll try to get above these pre-market highs, 668 area, and it did. And it pushed, you know, all the way to 670 or 680 something before it unwound. So I sold into the strength just over 650. I think I sold at 666, and I was flat. It was decent profits on the day. So that was yesterday. So after I sold it, I just ignored it. I didn't want nothing to do with it. It was so choppy, couldn't really pick a direction. Didn't want to get trapped either way. So I just avoided it and just let it do what it did. As you can see, this 550 level held all day, um, until after hours and pre-market. So the best short on this day, just looking in retrospect, would have been shorting these lower highs where these two long wicks are, or these three long wicks. It made the high of 683, and it couldn't get back up there in the morning, and it basically faded off that level. You can also probably short the break of VWAP, probably right here. It did bounce back up, but it's a good area to look to enter when the stock is still kind of green on the day, but it's losing momentum. As you can see, it fades off and then it tries to pop back through, but it just gets sold into quickly, and continues on. So this morning, I didn't wake up as early. I wish I'd have woke up at 4 o'clock again. I could have, got filled somewhere in here on the short, but I was looking for the overextended gap down play, and we never got another spike to short into. So I basically got a small position of 100 shares in this consolidation, the sideways price action, just because I noticed it was getting lower highs. I was actually waiting for it to cross over 520 so I can add into it, maybe like another 100 shares and see what happened at the market open. But lower highs, 520, didn't make it to 520, made it to 518, didn't make it to 518, made it to 517. It just faded off of that area. So when the market opened, it dumped. It went straight down, and I had a very decent cover. I think I covered, I think it was 437. Yep, 437. So I got the whole meat of this move right here, which was it was decent. I think it was what, over 10%. Yeah, this is 12%. So that was very decent trading right there. And here we are today. Um, it's a double bottomed at that 437 area. That would have been a great dip buy if you had the nerve to wait to see if it was going to break below. This actually is a page right out of the the morning panic dip buy setup. You want to dip buy near this low right here, and then we want to see you only cut the loss if it dips underneath this low. It never dipped underneath this low. It made a double bottom and bounced off of this 430 level back up to fives. You could have made another 12% going back the other way. That's why we focus on these volatile plays. But it's probably time for a reshort. It looked like it's getting ready to break down. You could have shorted this bounce, or you can short the break of the channel of the sideways price action. So looking at it right now, this was the lows in this 458 level, and it's currently lower than that right now. So I would definitely see this. I can definitely see this retesting these 430 lows and maybe even having even more downside down to four. But we will see. So that was my trade on, or my trades on Xnet. Um, Let me do this real quick. Put my markers back in here. As you can see on the daily, it's all flooded with entries. So I did trade Navb today. I had a small win in this account, small change. But I had a larger one in my TradeStation account where I traded a little bit heavier, had a better entry. So with Navb, I saw this pre-market, came down, made a low, came back up, went sideways, and was curling up off the sideways price action, and actually pushed through the VWAP area. So I got long in anticipation of break over, this 117 area. It did and went all the way up to 123. So I saw that and I made a mental note about 123 in my head. Like, okay, that's the range it's offering at this point. So when the market opened, you know, it popped up to 124, then came back down and then grinded its way back up. Once it popped up over it again, just because I saw it was a lot of resistance. It probably shows it better in a 1 minute. Yeah, when I start seeing these long wicks, it was grinding, but it was struggling to eat through the sellers at this area. So once it popped over that high a day area, that 124, I just sold into that. In my other account, I think I ended up selling it around like 127, 128. So I got the most of that move, and I think I longed it around 113. So that was that was pretty decent as well. Another 10% in that account. But that's all I traded for today. Just doing a recap, seeing what I did, just reviewing it, making sure I'm on the right track, gauging my entries and my exits, something that we all should be doing. Um, just looking at Navb, I know it's a first green day, but I won't consider buying this just because it has all of this resistance all up here. So yeah, maybe it can get to 150, but it's a little bit risky. It's only like 1-to-1 risk reward, so not for me right here. Hopefully, we'll find something else setting up into the afternoon that we can, look to capitalize on. Hopefully, it's lower price. But either way, if you have any questions, hit me up in the chat, leave a comment, whatever. I'm here. See y'all later. On to the next.